Thank you. We will keep this in English since our Norwegian is not very easy to understand. Yeah, so what is genetic analysis? We are supplying the diagnostic market, the microbiome market, with high quality diagnostics. And we are actually the only company out there who has developed and launched a diagnostic solution for the microbiome market. So we were founded all the way back in 2008, spin out from the university in Oslo. And we have developed this GMAP platform that is actually enable us to do diagnostics in the microbiome space. And that is very important. We will come back to that. And we already have a growing number of installments out. We have started the commercialization phase, and we are very happy customers for our products. And we have very exciting new diagnostics markers to put onto our platform. So we have partnerships with industry leaders like Biorad, Diasorin, and Luminex, which kind of ticks off the validity of our products. And over the years, we have spent tremendous work into research, and we have developed a biobank with thousands of samples and information about both healthy cohorts and diseased cohorts like IBD, IBS, Parkinson, diabetes type 2. It's a very valid database that we use internally in our research, but also our partners have the pleasure to use. And of course, it's all patented and verified in studies and so on. And we are listed on the Spotlight Stock Exchange. So well, as I said, we are established in Oslo, where we have our manufacturing facility, small company, 22 people. And we do all our research, the chemistry and the software development in Oslo. The core business for the company is, of course, to sell the diagnostic platform out to the labs globally. And then we are seeing recurring revenues from reagent kits. So that's the core business that we are aiming for as a diagnostics player. But we also have a service lab in Oslo where we can provide the service to pharma companies, to other researchers, and also the gastroenterologist down the street if he or she wants to have samples done from us. And it's a high margin business, highly scalable. I mentioned that we were also in the gastroenterology area, and we all know that the two biggest problems is IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. It's affect about 10 to 15% of the Western population. And also IBD, UC, and Crohn's. It's about 1% of the population. It's all huge suffering for the patients. And the kind of the same problem occurs to both of these diseases, and that is that there is a strong need for better diagnostics, especially for the gastroenterologist to actually subgroup the patients into different subgroups before you start a treatment, and thus you will have a much better outcome. So Kari, you can maybe say more about the microbiome and our projects.
Thank you, Ronnie. Yes, so the microbiome, what is it? It consists of millions, if not billions, of microbes living in and on our body. It's on our skin, in our mouth, and all the way down our gastrointestinal tract. The microbiome of the large intestine, which we often refer to as simply the gut microbiome, has been well studied and well characterized. And today, we know that it has been associated with not only aiding our digestion, but also it has been linked to multiple functionalities in our body. And therefore, we at Genetic Analysis, we agree with the great Hippocrates, who once said, all disease begins in the gut. And indeed, the past decades, more and more diseases have been linked to disturbances of the gut microbiome. And this includes both IBS and IBD. This strong association between microbiome and health has sparked the interest from researchers, from clinicians, and from pharma companies alike. And recently, 2 first microbiome altering drugs were approved by the FDA in the US. And these 2 are for treating recurring C. diff infections, which is a huge problem worldwide. And this represents a game changer in the microbiome field and really has sparked the interest from a myriad of different companies and also researchers and clinicians. But with that type of treatment coming out into the market, there is also a very strong need for routine diagnostic solutions where you can safely, efficiently, and in a standardized way characterize the microbiome. And this strong need has been stated by the FDA and by pharma companies, here represented by Dr. Ken Blount from Rebiotics. And we at Genetic Analysis, we have the perfect technology to fuel this market. The market is extensively growing, and we are ready to fuel the market with reliable microbiome testing. And we call this technology the GA-MAP technology. And it has already been used to develop and launch our first product, the GA-MAP dysbiosis test, which is the first CE-IVD approved routine test to diagnose and characterize dysbiosis of the gut. This assay is now being used in laboratories worldwide, and it enables the labs to analyze close to 100 samples and provide secure microbiome profiling in as little as 1 to 2 days. And as you can see, this is our reagent kit, and it contains everything you need to produce reliable, high-quality microbiome profiling results. In addition, as Ronnie mentioned, we have our own software. It's a proprietary cloud-based software solution that instantaneously generates patient results without any further need of bioinformatic analysis. That was a little bit about the current product that we already have on the market. But I also wanted to just spend a couple of minutes talking about a very exciting project that we have in our pipeline, and that is in IBD diagnostic space. IBD is currently treated through a step-up approach. This means that gastroenterologists, they start off by giving their patients a mild type of drug, and if proven inefficient, then they step up to more aggressive and often more expensive type of drugs. The problem is that the doctors, they do not have any means of knowing which patients will respond to which type of treatment, and neither can they predict which patients will have a severe disease and which will have a milder type of disease. And we are developing a product that will enable such a differentiation. This will enable patient stratification and thereby precision medicine, reducing the pain and suffering for the patient, and decreasing the healthcare cost. This project is ongoing. It is being performed in collaboration with 2 Scandinavian hospitals and is funded from the Norwegian Research Council. And I'm happy to say that we have already some really interesting pilot study results showing that our newly developed broad biomarker panel can brilliantly separate IBD patients from IBS and healthy normal. And with that, I would like to give the word back to Ronnie.
Thank you, Kari. Yes, and as you can see, I mean, we don't only have exciting products on the market, but we also have a very exciting pipeline. So the commercialization has started, and we are going into 4 segments of the market. The medical diagnostic market, which is what we actually talked about now. It's when the gastroenterologists, the specialists are using our test, and they need the high accuracy, they need quality testing, so that's why they like the GM app. And the research diagnostics field, especially clinic diagnostics, where they want to follow patients over time, maybe for years, and just be certain that the changes they see in the microbiome is actually changes in the microbiome and not due to poor tests. And then we have the companion diagnostics, which is a very nice new field opening up now. As Kari said, there are now 2 pharma companies who have gotten FDA approval for their microbiome altering drug. And we have the solution for those companies to put their test onto our platform. Consumer diagnostics, we are not touching really upon, but we will happily fuel labs that generate tests for the consumers. So, as you see in the map, this is some of our customers and partners. We are expanding globally and really get nice feedbacks from our products. So, going forward, we want to continue the expansion of our current product into labs globally. We would like to launch our expanded research tool mid-year this year, and this will enable us to even work closer with pharma to develop new tests to put onto our platform. And then we will grow the current business into new market segments, and we will also launch the test later on that you mentioned, the IBD test. So in all, I mean, we are into a very, very exciting area, the microbiome, and we are a front runner. We are a small company from Norway, but we are actually a leader out there in microbiome diagnostics. We have a management and a board with really solid industry experience from that. And we have a very exciting pipeline for the future. So that's all from us.
Varsågoda. Tack. Varsågoda.
Kari.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you very much for a great presentation. I have a lot of questions, so let's hurry up. So you, if I understand it correctly, you recently signed 3 deals in Asia with customers and suppliers. Would you like to elaborate a little bit about those deals and why there's such a large interest in Asia specifically?
You want me to reply?
Go ahead, Kari.
Yes, absolutely. You are absolutely correct. We have seen a lot of interest from the Asian market. And I think this is a reflection of several things. But first and foremost, I think it's a reflection of the increasing incidence and prevalence of IBD and IBS in these countries. Remember that IBS and IBD have traditionally been reviewed as something that only affects us who live in the Western world. This is not the case anymore. They see a rapid increase in the numbers of both IBS and IBD. And with that, of course, there comes a huge need, both from the population but also from the healthcare sector, that they need to address this and they need to take care of these patients.
Interesting. You also talked about that the FDA approved 2 drugs for microbiome altering drugs. Sorry. And how do you see this FDA approval? Is it a game changer for the market and for you, or how do you view that?
For sure, it's definitely a game changer. I think it both opens up the eyes of clinicians, of researchers, and other pharma companies out there who really see that the power of the microbiome. And this is the story that we have been preaching now for years, the power of the microbiome. And finally, the world is waking up and people are seeing what we have seen now for such a long time. It's a huge potential. The microbiome can really be the next big thing to really switch the healthcare sector moving forward. So to answer your question, yes, it's a game changer, and it's really positive to see that so many pharma companies and other companies such as us are really focusing now on the microbiome and utilizing the power of the microbiome to really help change people's lives and make an impact in medicine.
All right. And I was thinking a little bit about competition out there. Are there any other methods that are competitors or other companies that do the same method as you do, or what does the competitive landscape look like?
Yeah, well, can maybe start. There is actually quite a lot of competition. I mean, there is a lot of companies out there who do microbiome analysis, but it's mostly with systems that comes from research. Powerful tools that you use in microbiome research. But now, as Kari is saying, the whole landscape is switching into, should I say, a more clean environment where the FDA-approved drugs, you can actually go in and alter your microbiome. And I was in Boston in October last year, and the FDA said from the scene, we want now you pharma to think about diagnostic. We need diagnostics in this space. So I think this opens up an excellent opportunity for GA, since we have the only clinically validated diagnostic solution. I mean, there is a lot of other solutions out there, but we are very well positioned.
All right. And moving on, you recently released your Q1 report. Is there any highlights you want to mention from the report?
Yeah, of course, we are happy to see that sales is going in the right direction and so on, but I'm mostly happy to see the placements we get of systems into the laboratories and the feedback we get from our customers that actually see that this is increasing their efficiency in the labs, making them run more sample to a lower cost with excellent results. Because when we then do this placement, we will build up a very solid fundament for recurring business later. Because these customers, they haven't invested 50 to 100,000 euros to not produce tests. You know, they want to generate business. They see this is an opening, exciting area.
All right. Do we have time for another one, or time's up? Okay, unfortunately, no more time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tackar.